$30,000 a month, $40,000, $50,000 a month, every single month, I promise you, you'll be making great money yourself. But if you choose to build a business, which we're all on this call because we want to build a business, I promise you, you will start recruiting way more than when you're selling 10, 15, 20,000 a month. It's just simple marketing. People see the numbers, they get interested, everyone wants to do it.
Hi, everybody. Grady Polson. Welcome to the America Agency.
Today, what we're going to be doing is going over really the mindset and the processes from taking your business from either a new agent and you want to build a big business, or maybe you've been a good producer, but for whatever reason, you just haven't been able to really scale a business and shift your thinking from that, producer to that business owner mindset. So, first thing I'm going to be covering, guys, is really just your mindset. So I always tell new agents when they come in, our business, especially if they're new to insurance, there's a lot of new stuff and a lot of things going on. You have to, figure out the companies and the underwriting and the e-apps and the scripts and the leads. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. But once you kind of get over that hump, this thing becomes very, very simple. Like I think it's the most simple business and duplicatable and replicatable business there is because really it comes down to three things: selling, recruiting, and duplicating slash training. Like that's what we do. It's not rocket science. But figuring out how to do that and the mindset behind that, it can be challenging. For me, a little bit of background on myself is when I came to Family First Life, been here for a decent amount of time now. My first like 6 months, I was like a 15K a month producer, 20K a month producer, and I couldn't figure out how to get to the bigger numbers that I was seeing all these guys doing. Once I figured that out, I realized that, hey, if I couple social media with selling at a really high clip and I show people, that it's possible, I show people that I'm having fun doing, I show people that I'm helping clients, and I show people that I'm making a ton of money and being able to also show people, my friends, family, etc., how to do the same exact thing. Hey, we could actually scale this thing pretty big and have a pretty big business. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, if you guys want to do a show of hands, I had never been a business owner. So is anyone out there, this is like their first, like your 1099 first business? Right. Most of us, we were employees. And so, or, we didn't even have a job. This is our first deal. So for me, figuring out that mindset shift was huge. And so, like I said, when I started, I was the guy that was like trying to spend as little money in leads as possible. I was the guy that was like hurting. Sean always used to say, like, stop hurting the acorns and like trying to keep the acorns, like put the money on the business, like think bigger. And it took me a while to be able to switch that mindset. And so, if you're brand new or you're trying to build this thing big, one of the main things right now, like today after this call, we have to switch immediately is we have to stop thinking of ourselves as a salesperson and an insurance agent and we work for Family First Life. All that stuff is true, but that's not who we are and where we're trying to go. Who we are and the mindset needs to be, we own XYZ agency. We are an insurance agency owner. Christy, you own the EMIG insurance agency. Like today, that's what you do. When people ask you at barbecues, like, hey, what do you do? I never say I sell insurance. I say I run an insurance agency, a life insurance agency. Like that's the way you have to communicate, and that's where you have to rewire your brain. And then when it comes to your daily habits and what you do, I always like we used to have a thing. Back in the day we would say, "What would Sean do?" And like in the first like 2 years, that helped me a lot because I would think to myself like, "Man, should I spend an extra $200-300 a week in leads this week?" Like, what would Sean do? He probably would. Like, should I make a few extra calls? Should I, I wrote 2 grand today, but I'm going to be done at 3 o'clock and go play golf or something. Like, should I do that? No, Sean probably wouldn't do that. He would probably work till 8, 9 p.m. Should I send out the messages on social media that I know I'm supposed to send out? I probably should, but I don't know if I want to. No, I'm going to do it. And so switching that mindset is huge. And I always go back to an example of like if you guys have ever been to like a small restaurant or like a startup restaurant, especially like an Italian restaurant or something that's not like a bar and grill type of place, you always see the GM or the owner running around like crazy. He's seating people, he's taking orders, he's bringing food, he's coming to meet everyone because he's the business owner. And at the start of the first year, 2, 3 years in the business, you have to wear all the hats and do what it takes because it's your business and we're trying to launch it. So point number one is selling. So I always thought when I first started, okay, I'm the business owner. This is my insurance agency. I need revenue. So if I'm going to successfully scale and get this business to where I want it to be a month, I need revenue. The quickest way, we always say the best override, the best commission is always on yourself. Like always, especially once you start selling a bunch, that's another half. Like when I saw the compensation grid, I was like, okay, cool. If I'm starting at 80%, I can see what it takes to get to 100, 110, 120. Boom, I just made an extra 20, 30, 40, 50% myself by selling. I didn't even have to have anyone on my team. I did it myself by selling, and that makes sense to me. So selling. If you are trying to build a business, my belief in person used to be 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month. I think over the phone now virtually is way, way, way easier. Can we all agree? Than in person for those of you that did it. Now the standard is like 30,000. And it's like I always tell people, and I lived this, so I can tell you it's true. I'm not just preaching as like an idea. I lived this for a couple years. If you can dedicate yourself the first couple years in the business every single month, $30,000 a month, $40,000, $50,000 a month, every single month, I promise you, you'll be making great money yourself. But if you choose to build a business, which we're all on this call because we want to build a business, I promise you, you will start recruiting way more than when you're selling 10, 15, 20,000 a month. It's just simple marketing. People see the numbers, they get interested, everyone wants to do it. And so that's one thing. Also, when you sell at a high clip, you prove the concept. So, guys, if you're brand new to building, once you start selling a bunch and bringing on agents, there's no better feeling than your agent seeing, oh, okay, Jamie, you're selling 30, 40 grand a month, or he was a Hall of Fame producer a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He or she knows how to do it. I trust them. I know they know underwriting. I know they know leads. I know they know products. I know they know advanced markets. I know they know their stuff. So I have confidence in them. That's really important. And then also just having money to reinvest. And so when I was starting out, I had no money. And so the quickest way to be able to reinvest and do things like hire staff, hire people to help with social media, open offices, do lock-ins, all this kind of stuff, that the easiest, quickest way was to go sell 30, 40, 50 grand a month. Like that was the quickest way to do it. And after doing it for a couple of months, it just became like the standard. Like, have you guys ever gotten like in a routine where like you stop working out, you start working out again, it's really hard to get back in the gym, but then after a couple of months, after a year, you're like for me, I used to like years ago, I used to be the guy that worked out at 9 p.m. We used to sell insurance in the field, and then 9 p.m. I would come and I would go work out. I would work out half the time because I would be exhausted from running appointments all day in the field. Now I work out at 5:36 in the morning, every single morning, and it's just routine. Do I like doing it? No, I don't like waking up that early. No, but I do it because it's the routine. It's the same thing as selling. Once you start buying enough leads, once you get the skill set, once you start running the appointments, once you start getting to that number, that just is the standard. And the beautiful thing about you building your business and leading from the front, being that guy or gal who opened up the restaurant and is wearing all the hats, is you control the standard. So Sean used to always say, your agents will do half of what you do. So if you want your agents, if you go sell 10 grand a month, it's going to be hard to try to get them to sell anything more than 5, 10 grand a month. You might have one or two, but it's going to be really hard. But if you go sell 30, 40, 50, 60, and you change the standard, now it's just like the standard is if you're not selling 20 grand a month and you're full time, this is a really hard job to do if you're not selling 15, 20 grand a month full time. Like once you back out chargebacks, lead costs, I always tell people very honestly, it's not for me, it's for them. If you cannot sell 15 plus grand a month, getting a job would be easier. It would be less stressful. It would be easier. You work less hours. But if you really want to take this thing and do what it's intended to by being a business for yourself and take it to the next level, go get to the next level. But standard, once you start doing that, that becomes a standard. And so for those of you guys that are starting out, or maybe you have a smaller agency and you're wondering like, why are we not growing? The number one hack I can tell you right now is the rest of July and August, go rip 30, 40, 50, 60 grand, show the team what's possible, show them you can do it, show them they can do it. I promise you, the next month, everyone's numbers will start going up because you're raising the lid. So that's selling.